Today is day 6, and who is on this call with me? So we've gone through 1, 2, 3. All right, so I hope our day was awesome. And so today is day 6. So if you're here in the comment section, I want to see you. I want to see if you're here. I want to see you. Type in the comment section if you can see me and you can hear me. All right, so we're going to be having an amazing discussion. All right, so let me see who is here with. All right, so good evening and welcome to day 6. All right, okay, so how was your day? I hope it was amazing. And if you can see me and hear me, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, my network keeps shutting me out, so I want to know if I can be seen and heard. All right, okay, so you are welcome to day 6. You are welcome to day 6. All right, Freedom Madu, good evening. Okay, if you can see me and hear me, let me. Okay, amazing. All right, so today we're going to be talking about what. Ready? I want to hear you in the comment section. Type ready. Welcome. Welcome. All right, so if you're ready, type ready. If you're ready for today's challenge, I want to see you in the comment section. Type ready. Okay, so let me introduce myself again. I am Boma Obuforibo. I am a positive parent coach and the founder of the Positive Parenting Academy. Right, so I am a positive parent coach. I help parents overcome the challenges of parenting. Okay, so I also work with caregivers, everyone that takes care of children. Okay, so we run an online parenting community, which is the Positive Parents Circle. We are already having a cohort ongoing. Okay, so if you want to be part of it, you can actually book a slot for next year, the courses that they offers. Okay, but for the parenting community, registration is closed. If you want to be a part of it, you can start booking your slot now. The courses we offer throughout the year, we have the Year Less Connect More. So all the yearling parents, okay, I used to be a yearler as well. So we have the Year Less Connect More challenge that comes up in March. So look out for it. We also have the Healing Your Inner Child. So I realized that a lot of times the way we relate with our children, okay, Hassana, you are welcome. The way we relate with our children is born out of the experiences we had as children. So if we don't consciously heal those parts, of our childhood, it will inner child course in June. And then in September, we also have the Boosting Your Child's Learning Performance. So I know many parents on this call, okay, and that's part of what we will even be talking about today. So just sit back and relax because it's going to be an amazing time. So we have the Boosting Your Child's Learning Performance. Many parents want our children, to do well. If I ask you, you want your children to get good grades, do well in their subjects. But a lot of times, we have not been able to unlock that potential in our children. So that course is going to blow your mind. Okay, you learning. All right, so the booking is for 2025. Okay, already the 2024 parenting year of the Positive Parent Circle starts in November. Okay, that's when our own year starts till November 2024. So it is in 2024 November that a new year starts. So you can book your slot now, okay, and spread the payment. You can send me a DM after now. Okay, so in the Boosting Your Child's Learning Performance, you will unlock the genius in your child. You know that we use just 1% of our brain capability, okay, because we've not unlocked the potential, and there are brain friendly strategies, things that ordinarily you know these things, but you are not making the most of it to bring out the best in your children. So we offer that course in September. So look out for these 3 courses. All right, okay, so who is ready? So today we're talking about what aspect of school does your child love the most. And of course, I failed to say the Skill Kids Hub, okay, is a hub for children 5 to 10 years, okay? Parents have started signing up their kids. We're starting January. Now, again, I realize that most of the challenges we have with children is because they are not skilled, okay? A lot of children lack skills they need to have, okay? So a lot of parents are under this pressure of what should I be teaching my child, what is, what is important for them to know, what should I be doing per time at every stage, from their preschool years to their school age to teenagers. What should they know, when should I start doing this, and all of that. That Skilled Kids Hub is going to help you. Now, a lot of teenage parents are struggling because when the children were in their preteen years, they did not lay the foundation well, okay? They did not build skills, they were not consistent, right? So the Skilled Kids Hub is going to help, okay? It's going to empower your kids, and they will be in a community, which is one of the basic needs of a child. It's going to be an amazing time, okay? Your children will learn. I've gotten feedback already from parents that have signed up their concerns, and we're going to structure the program in such a way that all their needs will be met. So you want to be part of it. If you have a child 5 to 10 years, book a slot now, because the slots are filling up and we start in January. All right, so I want to see us, what do we come up with today for today's challenge, okay? So when you engage with your child, what did you get? What information did you get? So let's see you in the comment section. What aspect of school did they say that they love the most? All right, so let's see you. So you are welcome, every one of you. We are welcome, Freedom Madu. You're welcome, Mercy Ojo. You're welcome, Onyekachi, Ikemenogu, and Hassana. All right. Okay, so what aspect of school did your child say they love the most? Okay, so this discussion about school is a big one. All right, so let us start dropping our comments. Let me hear you. Okay, can I still be seen and heard? All right, so why is it important? Okay, so Hassana says her daughter loves the extracurricular activities. So which is a pointer? Okay, we're trying to remember the whole exercise we're doing here is we're trying to get to know our children more. Okay, so most of these things I'm saying, all right, is for you to know your child more. Okay, what are the things that they tend towards more? Okay, that's what is going to help you to define your child. So I keep telling parents, parent the child you have, not the one you wish to have. Okay, so Hassana says that her daughter loves clubs, karate, swimming, things that have to do with activities. So that's her best part of school. Amazing. Now Mercy says her 13-year-old daughter says dancing parts, okay, while her 11-year-old son says interaction, sports, and all of that. Okay, so this is a feedback, right? This is a feedback. Now, why is it important? Because if you before you enroll in a school, okay, a lot of times, many parents don't look at what is important for their child, and then with that in mind, choose the school that is best for your child. So most of us look at the glitz and the glamour. So the kind of people going to this school, oh, I want my child to be going to that school as well. You've heard about this school, people are doing well and all of that, but is that school the best for your child? So there are actually many factors you put into consideration while you're choosing a school. And then another thing that this information is going to help you with is whatever things that your child, loves more, does that school offer those things? So it's going to help you understand how does your child learn. So for instance, I'll give you my own feedback. So I get the feedback from my daughter a lot that most of the teaching is done with the traditional way. So she's like, sometimes, most of the time, it gets boring, right? So because she likes them to role play it, her best time is when they are playing, going out, doing activities, doing crafts, working with their hands, and that tells me something, okay, that she's a kinesthetic learner. So a lot of times schools don't infuse these aspects, it's not so prominent. So why is this important? You need to engage with the school. So I had a session on IG, with a teacher and the founder of the Parent Teacher Voice. So she's like the bridge between parents and teachers, because we need to understand that it is a collaboration, okay? So when you go to school, it's not just enough to go and pay school fees and off you go. Ask the school what their curriculum is. And the questions you even ask, is from a place of knowing who your child is and if your child is really thriving in this school. If this school's curriculum, is, built in such a way that it will help your child, your unique child, all right? So this is so key, so that you can either suggest, or if you think that this school is not helping your child because of the way their curriculum is, okay, it doesn't offer the opportunities for your child to actually learn best. Because one thing you need to realize is that you always start from the place of your child's strengths. So if your child's strengths, which is their dominant learning style, that school does not offer it in the way their curriculum is structured, then you will complain. You will say, oh, my child is not doing well, whereas the school is not offering the strategies and opportunities for your child to thrive. So if your child is always complaining, that the subjects are not interesting, and all of that, then you need to start asking questions, okay? So you are welcome, Kotun. Kotun says her son said closing from school and when he finished first. Okay, I don't quite get what you said. I don't quite understand. So are you saying that he likes when school closes and when he finishes first? Okay, so that is important, right? We need to engage more. So most times when they call for parent-teacher meetings, I see that a lot of parents, usually will not turn up. Okay, when they call for activities, you don't show up. Most parents think, okay, because I've paid school fees and that I've finished my job, let the teachers take over. You are your child's first teacher, okay? It's because you need a professional structure and system, and that's why you send children to school. But you should realize that you are the first person that is meant to be teaching, okay? The teaching starts from home before your child goes to school, all right? So please, I didn't quite understand what you meant, Kotun. So let me be clear. When you okay, so you should be your child's first teacher, right? And by doing that, you would begin to, identify learning styles, learning preferences, the thing your child likes more over the other. And then when you go to school, interact with the teachers, interact with the school, find out what it is they are doing. Most parents will just check, okay, you scored 100%, all right. Don't focus on the results but the process, okay? Don't focus on the results but the process. The things that your children say they like the most. So every day try to engage them, okay? So what was your best subject? What did you think about what you learned? What information did it give? How do you think the teacher, taught that subject? I was at my daughter's school the other day and I was, suggesting to them to have a feedback form for the children, okay, like in a box, where you go to all these public offices and then they put a suggestion box or something like that, so that the children can give feedback, even if it's anonymous, so that they get feedback. Because now Since COVID-19, a lot of things have changed in the dynamics of teaching. This traditional way of, just talking and writing, it is no longer tenable. And kinesthetic learners in those days, they were the ones termed dull, or they are not listening, they are not following, because the teachers don't understand how they learn. All right, it's just that recently some schools have started incorporating, those learning strategies for kinesthetic learners. If not, a lot of them struggle, because most schools, their curriculum does not provide for that learning experience. So they would have to sit through the whole day. Break time is so short. Like my daughter, always complains that the break time is short, and that's because they need to move. They can't sit in a place for long. When they do, learning stops. Okay, we talk a lot more about this brain function in the Boost Your Child's Learning Performance. Okay, so while I was at my daughter's school, I engaged with the teacher. I asked questions. I'm not just focused on, okay, what was the result? Okay, what is the process? I want to understand the concept. All right, and another reason why this question or feedback you got today is important is because you also help your child to be what's the word now, to be part of her learning or his learning experience. All right, to be part of his or her learning experience. So even though they teach in a particular way, there are things you need to tell them. So you help them to own their learning experience using their strengths. So when you understand how they learn, you can help them to turn around. So for instance, if maybe they are teaching by talking, okay, and probably your child is not an auditory learner, they can use that experience and try to fantasize about it, maybe try to draw about it, trying to make it interesting so that it can enter. Because whenever the concept is not interesting to your child or board, the brain sees it as negative, okay, and learning stops. Now, when they do fun activities, which is some of the things you mentioned here, like karate, dancing, swimming, the brain sees it as something interesting. So it paves way for that area of the brain that keeps long term. Okay, so these are things you need to engage your child's school with. Let them incorporate most of these things so that it will help their learning. Because when children are happy, that's when they learn best. If they are bored, they are sad, they are tired, they are zoned out, learning doesn't take place. All right, so I don't know if I can still be seen and heard. Okay, please, Kotun, I want to be clear with what it is you said. I'm not clear. All right, so yes, I want to see your comments. Okay, can you still hear me? Can I still be seen and heard? I don't know if I'm still here because I can't see any comments. Okay, so if you've been following, I want to see you in the comment section what it is you have picked. Okay, why this particular question today is important. I mentioned two things, right? Why it is important, why it is key. So let me see you in the comment section. All right, you can hear me. Okay, so yes, I want to see you in the comment section. I mentioned two important reasons why this question is important and the feedback you get from it. So let me see you in the comment section. If you've been following. Okay, so you can hear me. Yes, so tell me what it is I mentioned. I talked about two things why it is important to, you know, get this feedback from your child, the aspect of school that they love the most. So what does that tell you? What can you do with that information? I mentioned two key things, okay, if you've been following. So let me see you in the comment section. Okay, so Hasana says it helps you identify their learning style. All right, so in that course we offer the boosting your child's learning performance. We are going in depth, okay, into learning styles. In fact, learning style is important in parenting because a lot of times parents complain, you know, that children do not comply, they struggle with discipline, they struggle with following through, they struggle. So, you know, basically that is what we are here for. Okay, this academy helps you to, you know, use positive principles to raise children. So learning style is very key, you know, even in your parenting. If you don't understand your child's learning style, you will struggle. Okay, that's why in the Positive Parent Circle we spend a month, you know, talking about your unique child. So we take different aspects. Like I said, your child is a curriculum to study. Okay, it's just that a lot of times we are just, you know, we're not patient enough to understand our children once they do something or misbehave. And you know, I can understand perfectly because it's no fault of yours. That was how we were raised. We're going to talk more about this, you know, when we do the healing your inner child. That's how we're raised. Once your child does something that you feel is discomforting to you, okay, you lash out. You're not even interested in knowing, okay, why did this child do this? You just have this mindset that, oh, if they misbehave, this child just wants to, you know, frustrate me. This child is just out to get me. Okay, I remember growing up, okay, one of my siblings, my older brother, it appeared as if he wasn't as bright as the rest of us. Okay, and even to make it worse, you know, relations and people were just, you know, saying negative things because he wasn't doing well in school, you know, saying, do you want to be a truck pusher, you know, and that killed his self-esteem the more. But guess what? His learning style was not, you know, it was not how the school was teaching. So it was a struggle for him to learn, and that is why most kinesthetic learners have suffered for so long. So it is very key to identify your child's learning style. And even when you do, okay, you need to understand there are certain ways they learn. There are certain, you know, patterns they use to learn. Even with reading books, different learning styles have different ways of reading books, they have different ways of writing. They have So all these things are key. Like Hasana said, their preferences. Because when you go to school, dear parents, it's not just to go and pay school fees. It's not. You go with the information you have about your child and ensure that this school you have brought your child to, those needs of your child will be met. Engage when they call for meetings. You come and see how your child is making progress. What activities do they engage in? What are they doing? How do they do their assessment? That is why it's important. And then the second thing I mentioned was you can use it to help your child, okay, to enhance their learning experience and to own it. So I tell my daughter sometimes, you know, when you think maybe something they are teaching, it seems bored because of the method they are using, you can change it, okay, to the way you learn, to the way it's interesting to you. So she likes to daydream, she likes to draw and all of that, even during study. Okay, these are some of the strategies you can use, and most of these things we teach it in depth because learning Developing a love for learning is a skill. A lot of parents complain, okay, my child, cannot just, take the initiative to study on their own. And let me just say it here. If your child is 6, 7, you have no business doing their homework for them. Okay? Because you should have trained them before then to study on their own. Now, it doesn't mean that you will not look through their work, or when they have a challenge, they cannot just ask for help. But they get to that point where they are responsible for their homework. They do it, they do it on their own. It will help them on their learning experience. Good. They will do it on their own. And that's because you would teach them strategies. You would help them to even understand how they learn, so that they can use the strategies for their learning style. From there, then you build on it to other learning styles. Okay, it's not enough, okay, for your child to have a particular learning style. Once they have mastered it, then they learn other learning styles, so that you can enhance their learning experience. And that is what boosting your child's learning experience is all about. That course is amazing. Okay, the strategies that I have personally used. So there was a time, my child hated maths, like it was a nightmare. And I can relate. For most of us, in school, maths, further maths, those courses were, for most of us, we dreaded because of the way it was taught. We looked at maths as something abstract. But when I got the knowledge, and I started implementing those strategies, and the things I use are simple things that we use every day, but we don't bring intentionality into it, and we're not aware that these are the things that they actually need. And once I put these strategies, she was tops in her class in maths. Okay, and then of course maths has become one of her best. Like mental maths, she's a mental math guru. She can do a lot of mental maths even without using pen and paper. And that is because of intentionality and systems and structures. Okay, so that is our challenge for today. I hope it has been insightful. All right, so we have to get to work. Okay, let's not just leave it to the teachers. Let us be part of our children's learning process. Get feedback from them every day, what they do in school, what the best part was for them, what they enjoyed most, so that when you go for your PTAs, you know what to say, how to engage with the teachers. Okay, and enhance your child's learning experience. All right, and remember the process. Okay, it's not so much as the results, it's the process. It's what your child has learned along the way. Okay, a lot of parents. Okay, so think about the process. All right, so this is where we call it a wrap for today. If you have not signed, all right, your children are going to learn skills, right? So Madu says the process is key. Okay, it's the process. That's what changes you, who you become. That's what a lot of parents lack. So when you want your child to do something and they don't do it well, sometimes I'm guilty of that. We don't appreciate the effort they put in. We are just focused on the fact that, okay, they didn't do it well. First, appreciate that, okay, thank you for the effort you made, in trying to do this thing. Even though you didn't come out well, or you didn't do it. And, I was in the positive parent circle, the connection to yesterday was about chores, right? And I told them, so a lot of times I have a parent that has teenagers and is now complaining, that the teenagers don't want to do anything. She comes in the morning, she will wake up, make the lunch, she will make the breakfast they take to school, make the lunch they will eat when they get back. Teenagers, 13, 15-year-olds. And she comes back, they've not washed their stuff, their things are all over the place, and she's frustrated. So we're talking about chores. We said start early. Even a 2-year-old, my 2-year-old, has joined in the chores. So she does things around the house, and that's how it starts. Now, a lot of times parents are not patient, because when the child starts out that early, they will make a lot of mess. They will be slow. So most parents are not patient, but they don't know that impatience will cost you. Years later, you will still be doing the work. So you will just be quick to do the work. Okay, They will waste my time, they will make it messy, but the mess is part of the process. So start now, and that's why building skills is key before your child becomes a teenager. You know, when they get to their teenage years, it's just coaching you do. 5 to 10 years is the training time. 0 to 5 is discipline, and discipline is structure. It's not flogging, it's not shouting. And we will talk more about that when we do the Yale-Com challenge. That's yelling less and connecting more. All right, so I hope that today has been insightful. If you want to know more about the courses we offer and the things that you need to do, please send me a DM, okay, and I'll give you details. All right, so have an amazing night. Go and rave in the WhatsApp group what it is you learned today and what you'll be doing differently. Okay, so tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow, I can't wait for tomorrow's challenge. you in fact, when you see tomorrow's challenge, you're gonna just start laughing. Okay, so tomorrow's challenge is going to be challenging, and I want to see and I want to hear what we'll be saying about it tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much for joining in. Freedom Hassana, Kotu Mercy, Oyekachi. All right, so good night and have an amazing night rest. Bye for now.